Alright guys, so take a look at this bike. I'm riding their smallest KTM, the Duke 200. Look at how small this is. So I'm gonna try to keep up with the big boys with this one here. Let's see. Interesting. Alright, let's see how to turn it on.
Go ahead and fire it up. You had it right. That's our key on.
Oh, there's a key on this one. Alright.
Now hit the button on the bottom.
This one? Alright. Alright, you got to be smarter than the bike to try to figure out how to turn it on. Alright. Alright. So I guess I am behind the leader. These are the two people here that are... So... It's interesting, these mirrors are slightly different than the other mirrors on the Super Adventure R and the Super Duke 1290. The clutch. Alright, here we go. This is really interesting. I am riding a little tiny bike. I feel like I'm on a moped. I think this is the smallest bike I've ever reviewed in my life. Whoa, whoa, it is super, super responsive. Super responsive. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, this is a completely different bike. Alright, so front brakes, really good, really good. Alright, we're just waiting for some stragglers back there, I think. Alright, let's see how this thing handles at higher speeds. Yeah, I got it floored. Wow, this is like totally different. Wow, I just got off that Super Adventure 1290R. And that thing was like so much power, it was scary power. This is like, you want more power. This would be a great beginner's bike. It's pretty rough on the suspension. Definitely pretty rough compared to all the other bikes. I'd say this is probably up there with the almost up there with the like the Harley Davidson, like the Sportster, like the Iron 883 or something has a kind of a suspension like this. The gearing is really short, so you put it in first gear, you wind it out, and you're going not that fast. It's really interesting. Really slow speed stability, not that good. Kind of jumpy. Look, I'm going 8 miles an hour in second gear. That is crazy. Yeah. First gear you can go maybe 5 miles an hour. Second gear you can go maybe 10, unless you're really winding it out. That's really interesting. I think you could probably almost start out in second gear on this bike, which is pretty interesting. No wheelies on this one, that's for sure. Very interesting. Yeah, everyone's gonna have to wait for me. I bet this bike gets like 100 miles per gallon. It's crazy. It's not too bad. Going faster. Well, I'm going 30. You can really maneuver it really super easy. It's like super sensitive as far as the input on the steering wheel. I must feel funny waving to Harley riders on this little bike. This is like a little city commuter. You can almost like drag this up into your office. It's so small. Pretty amazing. And I think the price on this was only like a little over $4,000. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to try it, just for a little cheap bike, just to kind of scoot around. I'd say it's like one step above a moped. It's floored now. Oh, not really going that fast with full throttle. Yeah, if these guys really take off, they're gonna blow me in the dirt. All right, so the suspension's pretty rough. The seat is pretty hard. I'd say this probably has the hardest seat. I think it's a combination of the seat and the suspension that kind of hurts my rear end. So, yeah, I must want, if I drove this in the city, I was in 6th gear, full throttle, I wasn't going anywhere. You gotta really downshift and give it all it's got to get up to 50. That's really interesting. Seems a little, I don't know if it's unstable. Just a really interesting feeling, this bike. I don't know if I'd want to go more than 50. It's almost up there with the, I think it was the Harley Davidson Iron 883 was kind of the same. You get up to like 60, 65, and it gets a little bit scary. I'm thinking it's probably the same with this one, where you probably wouldn't want to go that fast. But yeah, if you're in the wrong gear, you give it full throttle, you're not going anywhere. It's kind of interesting. So I don't know if it's the, these mirrors are really bad, actually. These are probably the worst mirrors. You almost need to like bend them down because I can't see hardly anything behind me on these. I'd say number one worst mirrors on any bike that I've ever been. They're just not bowed out or not big enough or something. It's kind of weird. Alright, it's floored. Absolutely floored in 5th gear. 38, 39, 40 miles an hour, 42. Alright, no, it's not floored. Yeah, on a strong headwind, I might not be able to keep up at all. Unless I really downshifted. Let's see, I'm in 6th gear. Oh, I'm in 6th gear. Going 47? Wow, I don't even know if this bike could do 60. Maybe 60, 65. We're pretty wound out. So the digital display on this is pretty bad. I don't know. I think it might be the combination of my sunglasses. I can read it, but it has this weird kind of a liquidy, almost an iridescent kind of like an aura around the display. Yeah, if these guys really get on it, I'm going to be last in line. This is a really interesting bike. Oh, it has a shift. Actually has a shift indicator. So I downshifted to try to keep up. Yeah, right now it's floored. It's absolutely full throttle. 6th gear. And I'm not gaining speed. 54, 55, 54, 55, 55. That's hilarious. I don't think I've ever been on such a small bike. It's kind of fun. The problem is if you slow down, you get a downshift and then you have to full throttle the game off. Where, yeah, the 883, the Harley Davidson Sportsters, it almost seemed like you definitely had a lot more power. It was just kind of the same instability as this one, I'd say, which is interesting. Huh. Who'd have thought? You have a bike that doesn't really have that much power. It's saying shift, full throttle. It's really interesting. Trying to keep up. Alright, so as far as the comfort, my rear end is killing me. It's like I got a bump right in my tailbone on the seat. It's pretty bad. It's actually really bad. Yeah, definitely, I don't think I'd want to go on the highway on this one. I don't think I could keep up. You get on the interstate, there's no way. Oh yeah. That is really stiff. Yeah, I'd say this would be a good city bike if you're going maybe a maximum of 45, just driving through the city. but I don't think I'd want to get more than 45, 50 on this. It's really interesting. It's funny because you look at these bikes and you're like, man, it'd be interesting to buy that bike, and then you actually try it and you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want it. Some of them are. It seems like every single bike has a downside to it. There's no. It really depends what you're using them for too. So this one, I'd imagine if you're in the city going maximum of 45, you wanted the ultimate miles per gallon. I bet you this thing gets like crazy mileage. So we're going 45. It doesn't seem too bad. 45. We are in top gear. 6,500 RPM at 50. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I don't know what the red line on this is. I'd say you probably redline it at maybe 60 miles an hour. But the funny thing is, even though I look down and it looks really super small, it's really comfortable actually. My legs really wrap around the gas tank, and I have a pretty comfortable stance. I think you could just change out the seat or have like a pillow to sit on or something like that. Wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, this one is one of the most interesting bikes that I've ever ridden on any test drive. And we have a pretty strong headwind, but it's not really blowing me around like the bike is too light, and it's gonna, blow me around from not having enough mass on this bike, which is kind of interesting. Maybe if I scoot it up a little bit, be a little, oh, there's like a biker bar there. So the other thing on this is you have to remember to cancel your blinkers. No auto canceling, which is, I drive every single day. I drive my Harley every day, and it has I think all the Harleys have auto canceling blinkers. So every time you get on one of these bikes where you have to cancel it, you're always constantly looking down. Do I have my blinkers on? I'd say it's kind of annoying. So far, I feel like I've been able to keep up. Not too bad. Moving it back and forth. Like if you swerved around let's see, I have to downshift and it out to actually keep up with this guy. That's crazy. I can do it. I think I can. It definitely feels more stable than I thought it was going to feel. Look at these big divots here. These are kind of scary. It's always get some scary road damage in the spring for motorcycles. You really have to watch out for it. Yeah, so like I'm full throttle right now, and I'm not even keeping up barely in 6th gear. I'm going 44. Very interesting. And going around the corner feels pretty stable. Not bad at all. Going around a pretty fast corner. And not too bad. Actually, it's surprising how well I went around how comfortable I felt around that corner. Oh, man. I can tell you though, my seat and my rear end, my tailbone is killing me. It's like, I need to get off this bike. I don't know what it is. So as far as any buzziness in the handlebars, not really any buzziness at all, which is kind of interesting. Some bikes are really buzzy to where the handlebars almost feel like you're hanging on to 2 vibrators or something. This one, even if it's wound out, doesn't really feel that buzzy. So probably the two things that this bike has going for it, sure, is the economy, the miles per gallon. There's no way you could beat a bike like this. I'm thinking probably, I don't know, Harley gets 50, this probably gets like 80 miles per gallon. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll have to look it up to see what it actually gets, but I'm thinking it's something crazy like that. And the price for, you know, just a little over $4,000, you can't touch a brand new bike anywhere for the price. For a new rider, the other thing about this is the weight too. So if you were to actually, you know, you're going real slow and you accidentally lay down the bike, which I don't even know if you would on this one, because it's so light, you wouldn't really drop it unless you were taking like a really sharp corner or something. But if you dropped it, anybody could pick up this bike. It just weighs almost nothing. It just feels like it weighs nothing. But I was actually surprised at how planted this bike is for not weighing that much. For what it is, I'm actually impressed. So let's see, here's another corner here. Ooh, not bad. I feel really confident around that one. Really confident. We gotta wait up for everybody. Yeah, you definitely are always wanting more power on this one. It's funny because on that 1290, the Adventure, it seems like it seemed like there was too much power, where you couldn't use all the power. And this one almost has not enough power, where you were wishing for more. It's kind of interesting going from one to the other. Well, let's see, really slow stability. I'm getting used to it. So not too bad. Going real slow, like 1 or 2 miles an hour. Not bad. Yeah, that's another thing that you're not supposed to do is pass people. Most of the times when they have the demo rules, one of the rules pretty much across the board, never pass anybody. You're supposed to stay in your place. Yeah, we'll see if I can keep up with these guys. It's full throttle. We're going 37. We're going downhill so I can keep up. Going downhill and with the wind, so I feel better. Not too bad. Really planted, I'd say, for a really small bike. 48, 49. Not bad. I would probably change out the mirrors. There's something where I can see a little better. I like the looks of these mirrors, but you really can't see much behind you. We're in 6th gear, wound out, going about 50. So the other thing is, I live up in the mountains. I'm not sure how good this would be in the mountains because you'd be going really slow up the hills. You know, it's good for like a flat city, but I don't know if you can keep up with traffic going up the mountains. Oh, this seat is unbearable. That's the one thing. I was thinking, yeah, this would be a good bike. It's funny, you look at a bike and you're like, man, that would be a nice bike to buy just to kind of kick around on until you actually ride it. And there's always one thing. And on this one, it's definitely the seat. I think the other seat that was really painful like this, for me, you know, I'm actually 6'4", so a lot of it I think has to do with, if you were a smaller rider with a lighter body, maybe, you know, but for someone big and heavy, maybe that's the problem. But the other one that really hurt me like this was the Honda Rebel 1100, one of the funnest bikes, super fast and super stable. That bike was probably one of the funnest bikes. but it absolutely hurt my tailbone. It was unbearable. I'd say this one's worse. For me, this one's worse. It's weird having no power at all. Virtually no power at all. You're like always kind of winding it out. It feels good that I can kind of tuck the gas tank in between my legs though. This would make a great little, like an island bike. If you're living on an island, that's kind of what I'd say. An island bike or a city bike or somewhere where you're not going that far. You want the ultimate gas mileage. You're not driving it that long to where the seat's hurting you. Yeah. Very interesting bike. Would I buy this bike? Well, I'd say the price is right. The price is right on this one. It's not bad actually for the price. For $4,000, I might buy this bike. Maybe. Remember, this one has a key. The other ones didn't have a key. All right, so there you go. That's the KTM Duke 200. All right, guys, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.